Okay then, let's get started. As you can see, I open up my miniature miniature kit, which I got at Hobby Lobby, which, gotta be honest, did not break the bank, but it did break my soul trying to put it together. You'll see me trying to scratch things, the instructions were unclear and were telling me if I wanted to put something down I had to scratch it first, which is like, it didn't say how much to scratch, so I scratched it way too much. Also, the glue that they had left for the trees to put the stuff on was garbage glue. I hated it. At some point in here, you'll see me use stinking super glue. Yeah, that's what I'm going to get right now because it was so bad. Yeah, there's the super glue right there. It was so bad, and I couldn't do anything I wanted to with it, so I stinking just used super glue. Also, it wouldn't stick on for some reason. It was ridiculous. Anyways, that was me trying to use the TP. The only easy thing that was easy to use on this miniature was the grass, and that there was not nearly enough grass in it. But you know, I did my best. As you'll see in the end product, the grass is kind of just like a tuff. It's just in there. It's just thrown in. Okay. Spent a lot of time working on it, and it looks like garbage. It actually didn't turn out too bad. I mean, it could have been way better, but for my first one, don't think it was bad at all. But let's get into the meat of the video, Photoshop. So you'll see me, I cut it out. I am now painting the shadows in and all of the stuff that needs to go inside the picture to complete it. I'm like filling out the bottom and extending my miniature out digitally rather than doing it physically, because as you could tell, the physical side was really difficult. It wasn't exactly fun. I wouldn't recommend doing it the way I was doing it, which was doing it very badly. Now, if you know how to do it, go ahead and do it. That's awesome. I want to get better at it because I want to use miniatures more in my art, and especially in Photoshop art, because I feel like, as you're going to see at the end here, it gives it a really interesting look. As you can see, I'm trying to find mountains to put as the background of my little render here. And then I color adjust my miniature. At this point, I thought of having some sort of middle part, but as you can see, it looks awful. It's just horrible, and turns out I didn't need it, so I just removed it. And as you can see, I'm just softening edges. A big part of melding together images is just softening edges, or adding, you know, a little bit more, or adding something soft on the edge to soften it out or fill it out. Ooh, this is my favorite part. Now we're moving on to the clouds, the background of the background. So what you see me doing here is I'm taking animal stuffing, or pillow stuffing, whatever you want to call it, and I am laying it out across the floor. I got this from a YouTube channel called In Camera, and they do it in like a big warehouse, and they make this big old thing. But mine is on a much more small scale, but I think it worked perfect. I don't know where I'm going, but I'm not gonna edit it out. So you guys are gonna have to enjoy the sides. There I am. Anyways, I'm finishing it up. Like I was saying, even though I'm on a much smaller scale, I think it looked pretty stinking good, as you will see right now. All sorts of good stuff. There it is in the background. I color adjusted, obviously, to give it that orangish, pinkish glow that clouds often do at a sunset. I'm adding a shadow to the teepee. Which, by the way, I made a teepee, and as you can see, it's a practical thing. But I didn't put it in the miniature because it was too big, so I miniaturized it digitally. There's me saving my stuff, and now we're in my favorite part of the video, Blender. And I got this free BMW model that I will be putting into the scene. As you can see, what I'm doing is I'm setting my picture as the background for the camera, so I can perfectly align them. I'm adding a sunlight type of light to add that backlight. I'm adding a top light because in the end my room had a top light, and the big part of this is matching lights. I render out because I don't realize, because I thought it was done. There we go. Now I have a shadow catcher, so now there's a shadow in the background. Look at that. Looks perfect.
As a legend in my city, cause we beat the streets, trying to spread the wealth around the block. No, I can't keep from me. Told me I should leave. I see the bigger picture and it's way bigger than me. Can't be living like a king, but my people need to eat. If I got it, then you got it. We gon' get back on our feet, and I put it on me. I don't wanna live life fast or die too young.
See, I had to watch a couple tutorials on how to work out the shadow. What I did is I just painted out the shadow in one layer and then painted out the shadow in another layer. So I just duplicated the car and painted each element out, and you'll see here in a second that now I have two separate elements that I can edit separately. I edit that shadow and boom, there it is. I add that monochrome, add that dust, add that grain. It looks great. It looks fantastic. This is what it looked like before I monochromed it. Yeah, it looks pretty good. I really enjoy the colors. I think it has a nice little look to it. The car looks, whoa, the car looks nice and kind of like a plasticky look, even though, because I think the miniature around it helps sell that it's small. And so instead of the car being big, it looks nice and small, like toy-like, which isn't exactly what I'm going for, but it came out great. Anyways, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I will catch you guys on the flip side.